In my never-ending search for note-taking content, I stumbled across a tier list video ranking a lot of the note-taking applications. And quite frankly, I didn't think it was very good. I disagreed with a lot of what the guy said. I thought I could do it better myself, and so I decided to go and do so. So that's what you're watching right now. Just a quick caveat before I begin. This is a tier list of all of the note-taking apps that I've used or at least looked at. Yes, I know I'm probably missing your favorite note-taking app, and I'm sorry. But not really, because these are all of the ones that I can confidently rank and speak to as to their quality. I don't want to try to capture your attention with a bunch of clickbait note taking apps that I've never actually used. So, everything you see here is something that I have actually used. I can respond to you in the comments if you have questions about, and is a tool that I think is at least decent. I wouldn't put anything on this list unless it was okay at best. So, without further ado, let's get into the ranking here. We'll start with the invisible one because I'm stupid and I got the wrong image here, Roam Research. I've looked at this one. I'm pretty sure it's paid, and because of that, I really hesitate to use it. The other problem with it is that basically Obsidian does everything it does but better. It's not terrible, but it's really just not great in comparison with everything else that's out there. So I think that that one's a C tier. We'll go with AnyType next because that might be interesting. Honestly, I've been working with AnyType a bit recently. I don't think it's great. I mean, I think it does a lot of good things, but somebody in the comments actually pointed out to me it's not fully offline, which I kind of disagree with. It is offline to some extent, but then yes, there also is cloud storage. If that runs out, that's a problem. It's also missing some decent features. It has a lot of potential, but for now, it's just high B tier. It's just missing a couple things that would make it perfect. Evernote, Evernote doesn't have offline mode. I kind of need offline mode. As far as from what I've heard and the one time that I used it, it's got a really nice UI, but they're just charging money for way too much stuff. It's 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 low C tier. It might get moved later. Agenda Notes is an interesting one that I tried. It's not what you'd expect. It's like a calendar system built into your note taking system. It's kind of confusing. It's also only on Mac, as far as I understand, but it's not terrible. It's kind of cool because every note is uniquely tied with a day or a time, so you kind of have an organizational structure going with that. You just have to pay to do some customization stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of. So yeah, I'm gonna say that this one is it's not bad. Um, it's better. It's beneath AnyType. It's still good. It's not bad. It's just that it seems really niche. It doesn't seem like there's a great use case for what it's offering. Apple Notes, I just made a video on Apple Notes explaining why I thought it was great. It has a bunch of features now. It has linking to notes, tags, it has smart folders, formatting's pretty nice. It's being held back by the fact that it's in iCloud and there's no way to take it out of iCloud, and it only has export to PDF options, and copy and pasting the text into Markdown is annoying. It's still really great though. I say it's A tier. All right, Capacities was one that I looked at. I actually did look at it. I was going to make a video, but screen recording in browser is kind of annoying, despite the fact that I'm doing it right now. Either way, see, Capacities is kind of like Agenda, where it's all tied to days and times, and it has a really nice view where you can see everything you've done in the day. But then it steals portions, like parts of itself from AnyType, and the parts from AnyType that it steals aren't terribly good. Like it steals the types, but then the type organization is bad. It's also in browser. Like there's no offline editable form of it. I say it's C tier. It's high C tier. It's good. The idea there is good. It doesn't charge money as far as I can tell for any of its key features. It's just not there yet. Logsec. Logsec's pretty cool. It's not as nice looking as Obsidian, but it works really well. I don't remember if there's offline mode or not. Offline mode is obviously something that I care about, but I think it's pretty good. I know there's some plugins for it that are also really nice. I'd put that low A tier, maybe high B tier. Yeah, I haven't used it enough, so I feel kind of bad putting it there. But at the same time, it's clearly not great. It's not perfect. Maybe the logsec guys are gonna come kill me for saying that, but it's not amazing. It's still really good. It's just also kind of like Obsidian but worse. Notion is the reason I started making videos because I didn't like it and Anytype is better. Now, Notion does a lot more stuff than Anytype does. Mainly, like, its databases are nice, and it just feels. It's hard to explain. This is going to sound weird, but it feels like it's more dense. It feels like there's more stuff there. Anytype feels kind of paper thin. Like, nothing really feels like it has weight on my notes, if that makes any sense. But it also doesn't have offline mode, and they charge you money for stuff, and your data is not encrypted. I mean, I know all the sins of Notion, which isn't really fair to everything else. It's low B tier. I really don't like it, but it also does a lot of good stuff. So I want to be objective here. It's just not. It's not great, but it's not bad. I cannot complain about it being terrible. It provides a lot of good stuff. So yeah, that's where it goes. Obsidian. See, I want to be objective, so I think Obsidian has to go in S tier. I personally think that there's a lot of overwhelming content with Obsidian. That's why I don't use Obsidian. However, Obsidian basically just does everything. It is the clean slate of note-taking systems. Now, because of that, it's kind of confusing, and you can easily go down a rabbit trail of figuring out how to make it look perfect. It doesn't have stuff like blocks, like text blocks, so you can't make everything look pretty like Notion unless you want to spend 20 minutes trying to decipher what every single plugin you have does. But it can do everything. It's not the best at anything except maybe customization and being free, but it can do everything. It has the potential to do everything. So I really can't rank it lower because of that. Also, you can sync it into iCloud. I have mine set up with GitHub when I was using it last. It's great. There's nothing that Obsidian can't do, but at the same time, Obsidian, to me, it feels like a platform and not a app. But it's still really great. Also, the graph view is the best graph view out of any note-taking system that I've seen. Maybe Logseq has a nice one. I don't like Anytypes. Nothing else here has a graph as far as I'm aware of, and if it does, it's not great. Simple Notes, I threw this in here because it's one that I've tried, and maybe people don't know what it is. It's basically just Apple Notes minus, so it's not bad. B tier is where I put everything that I have minor issue with. A tier, I mean, maybe I'm doing this ranking wrong. A tier is where I'm putting everything that's good. It's fine. Simple Notes is fine. It works offline, I think. You can't really customize it much. It's basically just Apple Notes minus. There's not a lot to it. And I think with Apple Notes being able to link between notes, also Apple Notes is a first-party application for all Apple products. So that makes it really nice, and you can do a lot of integrations, whereas Simple Note I think is only on Apple. Maybe it's on Windows as well. But it doesn't have as many integrations, so yeah, it's fine. Bear Notes. Bear Notes goes basically in front of Apple Notes. Bear Notes you have to pay for if you want to sync, and that's really annoying. And they also doubled their price from $1 a year, or sorry, a month, to $2 a month. So it's not bad. It's really cheap and gives you all the customization options and syncing for that subscription. But it's a subscription, and I really don't like subscriptions. And because of that, I never used it. However, Bear is basically perfect aside from that. It's on every device or every Apple device known to mankind. It's even on the Watch, which is cool. None of these other ones go on Apple Watch as far as I know. Microsoft OneNote does. I didn't put OneNote on here because I haven't tried it. But Bear's great. It's Markdown. It's clean. It uses the tag organization. It has places to see all of your to-dos. It has places to see all the notes you made today. Like, it has basically everything. It's just being held back by the fact that you pay for it. But aside from that, it does everything wonderfully, and it's basically everything you can ask for in an app. So if you're going to pay for an app, as far as paid apps go, the ranking looks like that. But as far as free apps go, it's kind of like that. Anyway, that is the ranking that I would have. I'm sure I've missed some applications, so if there's something that you want me to review at a future point or an updated tier list, let me know. I know this was kind of long and probably kind of rambly, but I thought it would be something interesting and also a good way to get your guys' ideas on where I should go next. Yeah, so if there's something I missed or if you'd rank it differently, let me know. And this template, this note-taking tier list template should be publicly available if you want to do other stuff with it. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.